in Proto-Italian, like before Italian existed, and the Latin gaudere, which is to rejoice or to take pleasure in. So we are going to do a word association for this part. Yep, we have time. Okay, I'm going to say a word and you're going to shout out the first thing that comes to mind when I say that word. And I'll point to one of you and you won't know who I'm going to point to, okay?
Okay.
Okay. So you have to come up with something and I'm going to point to you immediately, first thing.
Okay.
Enjoy.
Oh shit, I don't know nothing but books.
Okay, that's great. Books. Okay. Joke.
I got one.
The made-up jokes that don't make any sense.
Okay, that's great. The made-up jokes that the kids do.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
All
Kids do that
right.
too.
Yeah.
It's not a joke.
Do you
Okay.
get it?
Yeah. Okay. Jewel.
Diamond.
Okay. Joyous.
Singing worship.
That's great.
Yeah, that popped in my head too.
Rejoice.
Rejoice? I don't know the top of my head for that. I don't know.
I pointed to you. You have to come up with something.
I don't know.
Okay, rejoice.
Something that accomplishment.
Okay, that's great. Overjoyed.
Success in something.
Yeah,
Whatever
success.
it is.
Absolutely. Okay. And jolly.
Santa Claus?
There we go. Yeah, that's great. And I don't know if I did this one. Enjoyable.
Beautiful scenery.
Okay. So the reason we did that word association is that joy is the root of all of those words. And so it's different for each one of you. There's no way that I hear the words rejoice and I don't hear the Christmas song, rejoice, rejoice. So it's different for each one of you. So you're going to find joy in completely different things than I am, than each other. And in addition to making a study of your child, you have to know for yourself what it is that brings you joy. The most important thing you can do in your homeschool to promote joy in your homeschool is to cultivate, like a garden, cultivate joy in yourself. That is the biggest thing you can do for your homeschool, is to cultivate joy in your own life. There's a lot of different ways that can be done. Some easy ways are to cultivate gratitude. Maybe post on social media, one thing I'm thankful for today for the next 30 days. Maybe you'll have a gratitude journal. Maybe you'll have a gratefulness jar and you'll write one thing that you're grateful for today. Maybe it's just, I made it through the day without hurting my child because I just could hardly stand to be with them today. Whatever it was. Nobody got a spanking today. I didn't yell. Whatever it is. I don't know if I had any days that I didn't yell. That would be a hard one for me. And fold the paper up and put it in a jar and read it at the end of the year. Maybe you cultivate gratitude by having a cup of coffee with a good book or the scriptures. Maybe you cultivate joy by looking at the sunset each night. Maybe you cultivate joy by reflecting at the end of the day of things you're grateful for. So it's going to be different for each person. Cultivate gratitude. Another way to cultivate joy is to focus on this moment here that we're in right now. Whatever happened in the past, there ain't nothing we can do about that. It is not coming. It might come back like kind of to haunt us or as positive consequences from what happened in the past into today's moment, but there's nothing we can do about what happened in the past. We can only take care of what happens this moment. And we don't get to know what's going to happen in the future. We can only focus on this moment. And so focus on the present moment. Try to be really present in what you're doing. Even if you're doing dishes, maybe sing while you're doing dishes. Maybe think about what your next vacation is going to be while you're doing dishes. Maybe be really present and be thankful for how nice and warm the water is and feels good on your hands and how the bubbles feel on your hands. Go for a walk. Have a conversation with someone. Be present in this moment right now. Another way to cultivate joy is to look for things that you like. Engage in activities that make you happy. Be silly. Have in your head what makes you laugh. Emily, what makes you laugh?
Walks and dance parties popped in my head.
Dance parties, absolutely. What makes you laugh, Sarah?
I don't know, just funny things that people say or
Okay,
I've done.
yeah, funny things, absolutely. Bethany, what makes you laugh?
Enjoying old sitcoms.
Old sitcoms are perfect. Yes, absolutely. So maybe it's gardening, maybe it's painting, maybe it's reading, maybe it's, I told you guys before, I love my swing, my indoor swing. Oh my gosh, I love my swing. So something that brings you joy. I sit in my swing and it doesn't matter how tired I am. I'm so happy to be in my swing. It's crazy. I shouldn't be that happy. I can't even go on it very fast because then it tips over. I have to be super careful with it. Nobody can sit in it but me, but I really like my swing. Okay, number 4, connect with other people. Spend time with people you care about. Maybe it's your family. Maybe it's friends you haven't seen in years. Maybe you like working together with people, and so you're working together to throw a homeschool party, or we work outside the home, or you have a project at church you're doing, or you volunteer together. Something that is meaningful for you. Make time for social activities that make you feel happy and connected. So this is all about you as a person. Take care of your physical health. So exercise, eat well. We feed our children healthy, feed ourselves healthy. Get enough sleep. That's so hard as moms, but get enough sleep. Taking care of your body can help boost your mood and your energy levels. Okay, the 6th thing. Take good care of your mom's baby. Be good to yourself. Be good to yourself in a way that brings you joy. Maybe that's a bubble bath at the end of the day. And maybe you need that every day. Not just a bath, but a bubble bath every day. I suggest putting a little oil in the water because you'll dry yourself out. But still, something that really brings you joy. Maybe it's taking 10 minutes to read from a book. And you only have 10 minutes. And so you're going to lock yourself in the bathroom, turn on the fan so you can't hear what's plop the kids in front of a TV show, turn on the fan and lock the door. And so even if they're banging on the door, you know, my rule was always, unless they are spurting blood or they're on fire, there's fire, then I get this 10 minutes in the bathroom by myself. I would even get naked so that if they happen to jimmy the lock and get inside the door, then they're like, oh, sorry, whoa, and close the door. And I would sit on the pot and read my book for 10 minutes. I get 10 minutes of alone time. Maybe it's listening to music. My family sings constantly. We are always singing. Do you know why we're always singing? Because I like singing. And so I was always singing to them. I just sang to you guys. And so that brings me joy. And as a consequence, when my teenage boys were in a high school classroom, have I told you this? They would be in the back of the classroom singing really, really quietly, so that I couldn't see their mouths moving. Ooga chaka, ooga chaka, ooga, ooga, ooga chaka, ooga chaka, ooga chaka, ooga, ooga, ooga chaka. And within about 10 minutes, I would have, I'm hooked on a feeling stuck in my head. And I couldn't, and I'd be like, who did that? Somebody put that song in my head. We were talking about, you know, the Middle Ages. This song should not be stuck in my head. And oh, they thought that was so funny. They knew it'd work. So, but music was a big part of our lives.